Kyler Murray getting paid. Why now and why he's worth it. Plus, the quarterback the Browns are now looking at.
There's no time like the present to get paid. Plus, where is Juan Soto heading as we approach the MLB trade deadline? But first, Kevin, we're going to start with our headlines, and I love to see it. Get your money, Kirby Smart. Being rewarded for Georgia's championship, he gets a record $112.5 million contract through 2031. Sources tell ESPN that his $11.25 million average tops among college football coaches. Let's go. Russia's foreign ministry says the U.S. classifying Brittany Griner as wrongfully detained shows disrespect for Russian law. It's just the latest back and forth between the countries while Griner faces 10 years in prison on drug charges. Charles Barkley met with Live CEO Greg Norman about a broadcasting role with the golf series. Barkley told the New York Post that it'd have to be a lucrative offer. I expect it would. And that he'd still like to do basketball on TNT, but he expects there to be some blowback. And finally, Saints receiver Michael Thomas has been placed on the physically unable to perform list as he continues to rehab his surgically repaired ankle. Doesn't mean he'll miss time this season, but he did miss all of last season, Kevin.
Well, first thing I did this afternoon, check Kyler Murray's Instagram.
Okay.
Months after the 24-year-old quarterback scrubbed his social media account of all things Cardinals, Murray's agreed to a 5-year extension worth over $230 million, according to Adam Schefter. The deal includes $160 million guaranteed for injury. The 2018 number 1 overall pick will make $105 million fully guaranteed upon signing. Murray, look at the numbers. He's thrown exactly 70 touchdown passes and rushed for exactly 20 touchdowns in his career. He's the only player in NFL history to reach both of those marks in their first 3 seasons. Senior NFL insider Adam Schefter and our quarterback Tim Hasselbeck joining us now on SportsCenter. Schefter, considering how this played out on social media just a few months ago, how did Murray and the Cardinals get this deal done?
Listen, they danced all the way until they get up to training camp, and that was really the artificial deadline for getting a deal done. Training camp is coming up here, Kevin, and Kyler Murray wanted that deal in place and wanted to become the latest quarterback this offseason to land the big new mega deal. We saw Aaron Rodgers do it. We saw Deshaun Watson do it. We saw Matthew Stafford do it. Now, Kyler Murray has gotten in line, signing one of the richest contracts in the National Football League. Arizona rewarding its 2-time Pro Bowl quarterback in an offseason in which it extended its head coach, it extended its general manager, and now it's extended its quarterback, hoping to keep that trio of men in place in Arizona for a while now to keep that team competitive in the NFC West.
And how about this? Kyler will make just over $46 million a year. He was drafted in the first round of the 2018 Major League Baseball draft by the A's. That team's current payroll this season is just over $48 million. So, Tim, with all these numbers, in your mind, is Murray a $46 million quarterback in your mind?
Kevin, he is, because that's what starting quarterbacks, really good starting quarterbacks, are commanding on the market right now. That's just the reality of the situation. And so, when you look at Kyler Murray, he is a really special player. He has unique talents in terms of his ability as a runner, his ability as a passer with how developed he is as a passer at this early in his career. He's a perfect fit for what Arizona wants to do offensively. And so I think when you look at that and you look at what the quarterback market is going to do, which is only go up when Lamar Jackson, signs his contract, when, Justin Herbert, who's maybe the next guy, signs his, it's just going up. And so I think for the Arizona Cardinals to recognize Murray wants a deal before camp, it probably makes sense for us to do this deal now because we're probably going to end up doing it anyway, and the price is only going up. I do think he is worth the money.
And this is an organization that needs a dynamic player at that position. The Cardinals haven't won a championship since 1947, guys. That's the longest active championship drought in the 4 major pro sports here in America. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevo, baseball is back, specifically the Yankees and Astros. Had some day action ahead of a doubleheader today, but let's just dive into the Yankees' first half by the numbers. John Sterling's been saying Yankees win a lot. Their 64-28 record before the All-Star break, the 3rd best first half record in Yankees history. Those other years in '98 and 1939, they won it all. Hitting home runs helps. The Bombers' 157 home runs in the first half, 10 more than the next closest team. It's also the 4th most home runs by any team in the first half of the season in MLB history. And the big reason for that, Aaron Judge, his 33 home runs prior to the break, tying only Roger Maris in 1961 for the most by a Yankees player in team history. Plus, he's second favorite to win MVP behind Shohei Ohtani. So there it is, that Game 1 action as we go there to Houston, bottom of the first, no score. Drawing first blood, the home team, Alex Bregman. That little grounder brings in Jose Altuve. So it's 1-0 Astros. This will be a good one, too, guys. Buckle in. Top of the fifth now. Yankees trailing 2-0. Until this. DJ LeMahieu. Right down the right field line. Just out. Solo shot is 9th of the year. So it's 2-1. To the 9th now. Still 2-1. Hector Neris on for Houston. He's facing Giancarlo Stanton. Pinch hitting as the go-ahead run. Stanton. Little chopper. Look out for the chopper. But notice why that was huge. Jeremy Pena gets the out at first, but Aaron Hicks moves up because you see this, just a slight bobble. That was a double play ball. And when we show you things like that, Kevin, what do you think is coming? Isaiah Kiner Falefa.
Payback.
Ah, right there. It's just enough. It's just enough. Hicks comes in to score. We're knotted up at 2. Uh-oh. Bottom of the inning, Michael King in a jam. Second and third, no outs for Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel strikes out swinging at a pitch inside, 1 out. After an intentional walk, it's Chas McCormick. Bases loaded. Strikes out. Uh-oh. Yankees almost out of the jam. All you have to do is get J.J. Matashevich. That's it. The pinch hitter. You can do it. Look at the Yankees defense in the shift. Uh-oh. Matashevich right in the hole. Kiner Falefa gets to it, but Torres can't cover second base. Everybody's safe. And the Astros walk off Game 1, 3-2, your final. July has been the Astros month. They continue to close the gap on the Yankees. Houston 12-5 this month. Yankees playing 500 ball, shrinking the Yankees lead at the top of the American League from 7 games to 3.5. But the Yankees still lead the majors and run differential this month. California Governor Gavin Newsom published a statement this week saying that he wants a full explanation of how UCLA's upcoming blockbuster move to the Big Ten Conference is in the best interest of students and the state's public university system. Dan Murphy has more on what Newsom is so heated about in tonight's SportsCenter report.
When USC and UCLA announced late last month they plan to leave their West Coast brethren and join the Big Ten Conference, it caught many Californians off guard, including Governor Gavin Newsom.
I read about it. Is it a good idea? Did we have a chance to discuss the merits or demerits? Not aware that anyone did.
As governor, Newsom sits on the UC Board of Regents, a group that oversees public schools in the state, including UCLA and fellow Pac-12 member Cal Berkeley. He released a statement Wednesday saying he wanted answers on how UCLA's move will honor its century-old partnership with UC Berkeley and how it improves the experience for all its student athletes.
There's a lot more investments now in college athletics with our students, and we want to make sure we're at the forefront in leading that.
UCLA Athletic Director Martin Jarmond told ESPN that a move to the Big Ten will give the Bruins a bigger stage and, of course, a much bigger budget.
To be able to support 25 teams, 700-plus student athletes, it's a big deal. And this gives them a national platform that they can be seen in ways that we haven't been able to.
Some experts believe UCLA could potentially double its current income from media rights when it officially joins the Big Ten, which is expected to make nearly $1 billion a year in its next TV deal. However, Cal and other schools left behind in the Pac-12 are facing the threat of losing millions in future media deals without the 2 flagship sports programs to help boost ratings. And that doesn't sit well with Newsom.
It was done in isolation. It was done without any Regental oversight or support. I have strong opinions about this for no other reason that as a member of the Regents, we were never consulted. So trust me when I say this. We're not going to be looking into it. We already are looking into it.
Leaders at UCLA